There are so many wonderful tips out there for how you can sleep deeper, including going to bed on time regularly, making sure that you maintain some sort of consistent bedtime routine, avoiding blue light, limiting screen usage for 2 hours before bedtime, making sure that you're not having a huge meal within 3 hours of your bedtime, and the list goes on. But what happens when you are like me and you have a life and things are chaotic and not necessarily consistent from day to day? When you have a day where you have a toddler who wants to stay up until 10:30 p.m. and you're not able to do this consistent bedtime routine, or when you have a work project that requires you to be on a computer, because I'm assuming you're not doing your work on a notepad anymore, what do? Maybe we should just throw in the towel and stay up all night on our phones because we're not going to sleep well anyways. I'm going to show you a powerful tool that you can use to rapidly slow down your brain's activity so that you can actually fall into a deep, restful sleep even when you don't have your whole day set up perfectly. Getting enough sleep affects every area of your life. You know that there are different phases of sleep. You've got deeper phases and you've got lighter phases like REM. The deeper phases of sleep are the ones that tend to strengthen your immune system and also improve some of that tissue, cellular healing and regrowth. REM sleep, where you typically experience dreams, is associated with increased cognitive functions such as memory, learning, and creativity. And it is entirely possible for you to get a full night's rest, a full 8 hours of sleep, but still wake up feeling exhausted if you're not actually hitting the correct phases of sleep throughout the night. This can be especially difficult if you struggle to fall asleep in the first place because you're not really going to reach those deeper stages of sleep or that REM sleep, which are both vital for your health throughout the day. Your brain has different waves that are associated with different levels of brain activity. Gamma waves are the highest level of brain activity and are usually associated with things like problem solving, whereas on the other end of the spectrum you have delta waves, which are the slowest brain waves, and those are associated with deep sleep and dreaming. You have 3 other brain waves in between those two. Theta is the one that's just above delta. Sometimes that one is used for meditative states, but you may also use alpha, kind of depending on how deeply you want to go into your meditation. In order for you to have this deep, restful sleep, your brain needs to be able to slow down into this slow, restful pattern. Now, there are obviously a few different ways that you can help prepare your brain to get into this restful sleep, and some of those are things that we briefly mentioned earlier, like having that consistent bedtime routine, making sure you're not exercising or eating a massive meal right before bed, making sure you're avoiding screens or reducing blue light exposure. But again, what do we do when you can't maintain that routine every single day? Are you just going to have to resign yourself to the fact that some nights you're going to have really poor sleep and other nights you're going to sleep pretty well? Well, there's a couple other solutions that I wanted to show you. One of them is something that I actually use relatively frequently in my own videos here on YouTube. And this is something called binaural beats. Now, binaural beats are supposed to help your brain kind of fall into those brain waves that we briefly touched on. And the idea is that in one ear you play one frequency and in the other ear you play another frequency, and then your brain kind of subtracts the difference between those two frequencies so that it's falling into the correct brainwave that you're trying to achieve. So if I'm trying to get somebody into a delta brainwave, so if I'm putting this sound, these two different sounds in somebody's ears, then I'm going to want to make sure that that difference is the brainwave frequency for sleep, for that delta brainwave. Now, there have been studies that show that this technique does work. You can do this for meditative states, so some of my meditation videos have these theta waves in the background that are supposed to help you get into this meditative state and help your subconscious be more open to suggestion and healing. And then the sleep videos as well can have some of these background binaural beats as well to help you get into that delta wave so you're getting ready for that restful sleep. Now, creating binaural beats is about the extent of my abilities. I only have so much technology on hand, so that's about the best that I can do to help you guys get into a restful sleep, as well as having some of that restful background music and also helping you practice visualization techniques and relaxation techniques to help your body relax and let go of stress from the day. But there's this third technique that I recently discovered, and it uses a bunch of different scientific principles and combines them all into these very simple audios that you can listen to, again, in with your headphones on, so you're getting it in both ears, but it is designed to use multiple different technologies and multiple different scientific principles to help align your brain with that ability to sleep deeply. What's really cool about it is they use techniques that allow your brain to target different types of brain activities. So if you're wanting to be awake and focus on an activity, then you can just hit that little button, the focus button, and it's going to send you some audios that turn on your brain's ability to focus and eliminate distractions. This is really great if you're trying to do something creative, if you're trying to really just focus, again, tune out all distractions. If you experience a lot of ADHD, this can be very helpful for you as well. It's something that I use when I've got a lot of background noise. I've got kids, I've got 3 kids, so it can be kind of chaotic sometimes, and there's also all the background noises in the house, and I also have the background noises of my own thoughts. So using these audios really starts to cut out all of these distractions and helps me focus on my work. There's also a section that's designed specifically for sleep. Now there's 4 different parts of this, okay? You may have a crazy chaotic day, you get to the end of the day and you're super wound up. So there is an option for you to just choose audios that are helping you to go from a heightened state, right? A heightened brain state, and then it helps to take you down a notch and slowly train your brain into falling into these restful patterns and help you fall into this deep sleep. If you're already a little bit ready for bed and you're just wanting to have a deep sleep throughout the night, you can set a timer on this app for 8 hours, and then you just hit the deep sleep option and it's going to turn on these audios that help you to maintain this deep sleep throughout the night, which is great because, again, we have these insanely chaotic days sometimes. We can't always maintain that routine, and so for me, this is pretty much the next best option, right? If we cannot perfect our consistent bedtime routines, then you can at least turn on these audios that are going to rapidly slow down your brain's activity, help you eliminate these distractions and tension, and just help you fall into that deep, restful sleep. Doing so, helping yourself wind down quickly and making sure that you are getting those right phases of sleep is crucial for your daily health, for your productivity, for your creativity, for your physical health, for your immune system. It basically affects every single area of your lives. This app that I recently found is called Brain.fm. I do have a coupon code that you can use down in the description. I listen to it on the nights where I am feeling really wound up and I'm not able to fall into a nice nighttime routine and I'm having a really hard time falling asleep. I also allow my daughter to use it as well because there are nights where she's really wound up from school or from activities or spending time with friends, and that's something that we have found to be very helpful for her to also get an adequate rest at night. Now, when I first started learning about some of these brain audios, I was a little bit skeptical because how much can audios really affect your ability to focus or sleep or increase your productivity? But let me tell you, it works. You definitely want to make sure that you have a set of headphones for this or earbuds because it does work by putting different sounds in each ear, but it is almost magical for how quickly it can help you to eliminate those distractions if you're trying to focus during the day, or how much it can help you to just relax and wind down when you're trying to meditate or when you're trying to reduce stress or fall into a deep sleep. You can get a free trial of the Brain.fm app, so just go ahead and click the link down below in order to get your free trial. Please tell me your thoughts, comments, questions down below, and as always, you are limitless.